morning, students. Here I am with the second part of your lesson, me as a citizen. We move on to page number 6. Till now, we have revised about the rules, why they are to be formulated, how they are to be formulated, what are the basic parameters on which the rules should be based. Next value we move on to, that is respect. Now, there are certain parameters given to you over here, wherein they say that which of the following statements show that you should respect or you should not respect the following statements. For example, when two elder people are talking, should you interrupt or not? When I am talking to you, when an elder person is talking to you, you keep on making faces, you keep on rolling your eyes. Is that a sign of respect or not? When you're traveling in the bus, when you're traveling in the train, if you see an elderly or old person, should you get up and give the seat to that person or not? If you see some person who is in trouble, finding difficulty to cross the road, should you be able to help that person or not? So these are basic general things, student, wherein you are supposed to for yourself introspect that which are the basic values or which are the basic needs which we should follow for the elderly person. Next we move on to showing respect towards the non-living factors or the factors which are very important to our life besides living beings. For example, we have basic entities on the earth, that is river, food, sunlight, soil. Okay, then we have the most important about the trees, plants, and the other factor, that is the animals. We sometimes feel that only human being is important to us and those related to us, only those are important. But my dear students, at the same time, it is equally important for us to respect the plants and animals because they are the important source of food for us. Some are vegetarian, so for them plants, and some are non-vegetarian also, for them animals. Anyway, even if we are not eating animals, we should show a lot of respect to them because they are also a living entity on the earth. Now, like when I tell you in the school also, even if they are benches, they are tables, they are tube lights, it's a school building, but you should have respect for those non-living things because only because of these material you are able to survive. Like if you have book, then only you can study. So you should always respect the book. If you go into your farms and fields, if you do not have tools, if you do not have instruments, you will not be able to work. So at the same time, you are supposed to respect those non-living things. If you see water, you see sunlight. Without water and sunlight, it is very difficult for us to survive. So they also need to have respect. So overall, if I conclude on this topic, it says that respect for every individual entity, whether it is living, non-living, biotic, abiotic factors, those factors are to be respected by every individual. Next is, my dear students, if you go to a particular process, okay, that is your page number 7. Now here they show a particular cycle. For example, if you need a particular book, what are the basic processes or basic kinds of formalities completed to have a book? Basically, it starts from the raw material which is transported to the factory. Then from the factory, it is processed. Many things are mixed into it. Then you have the final product in the factory. After the final product is there in the factory, then it is packed. It is transported to the wholesale market. From the wholesale market, it is given to the distributors, and from the distributors, you get it into the shop. So my dear students, for getting any non-living entity which is important in your life, maybe even a small pencil, eraser, pen, refill, utensils, soap, shampoos, toiletries, whatever you need, all these things are to be processed, and there is a particular cycle. So this cycle is basically a small cycle of life which goes back to the nature and it comes back to the nature, comes back to you from the nature. Okay students, at the end of this video, I will tell you what are the basic assignments to be done on this particular topic. Let's move on to next page, that is page number 8. Okay, now this page number 8, just can you see this picture, my dear students? Yeah, Now this picture is basically of an operation theater where the doctors are trying to treat a patient. Now you must have heard about the medical science, advanced science. This is just an example that in every setup there are certain important things which have to be there, and only because of these things it is possible to do certain kind of activity. For example, if there is an heart surgery, you need a set of doctors which are expert in the heart surgery. You need all the basic injections, you need basic instruments, you need the expertise, you need an operation theater, you need a proper light, you need water facility, you need the willingness of the patient, you need basically a setup. Now even if a single thing from this setup is missing, it is very difficult to have this surgery on a successful way. So this basically tries to tell you that every single thing in the nature or in the environment has its importance, whether it's a tiny stone or whether it's a huge building or whether it's a huge mass of animal. We need to learn from this incident, students, that things are very, very important in your life. So learn to respect each and every factor which comes to you, which is nearby in your surrounding. Y'all are matured enough, but y'all must be seeing in your surrounding today also people hitting the animals, harming the animals, throwing them away. But this is absolutely no, my dear students. Now in our institute, you all must have seen that we have started with the no plastic campaign. Still people are using it. We are supposed to be an honorable citizens of our particular area and teach people to respect the environment, respect the nature. Today, as you respect your parents, your grandparents, your family members, learn from today that you need to respect each and every factor of your house, whether it's a living thing or it's a non-living thing. This is what finally comes down to a term called as society. As every factor in your family is important to you, you should be also respectable to the society in and around us. You stay in your place, but sometimes there are certain emergencies when you need your neighbors, you need your society people, you need the cooperation of those society people. So my dear students, at this moment, I would like to tell you that as you give respect to your family members, you should be equally grateful, thankful and helpful towards your neighbors, because what you give, that comes to you in return. That is what you reap, that what you sow, you reap. Okay, my dear students. So, dear, this basic chapter, along with the respect for non-living things, it is also telling you to have respect for your neighbors, your society members, because they are the ones who will help you at the time of your difficulty, where you need to be loving with them, be caring with them. If you are rude to them, if you are ungrateful to them, if you show your proudness to them, at that moment those people will not be willingly ready to help you at the moment when you actually need their help. There are certain times, medical emergencies, you have financial emergencies, you have unwanted situations coming to your house. So at that particular moment, my dear students, you need to have respect and love for your neighbors, because they are the people at that moment they will try to help you. Next we move on to page number 9. Now page number 9 tells you, think about the following. What will you feel if the following situations, now here there are certain situations, I will tell you what they exactly mean. Now the following situation says that maybe in your family there are 4 children, but only one child is getting the importance. Only one child is always being asked, you had food, you want this, you want, and you are being completely ignored. How will you feel? Next, in a class, I will ask only 4 or 5 people, Are, how are you? Have you all completed the assignments? What are you all doing? And I completely ignore you. Even if you wish me, I just nod and I do not pay attention to you. What will be your feeling? Okay. Next is that if there are anything delicious food made and only that delicious food is shared with a special person in the house, what will be your feeling? So, this basically comes down to that equality. There should be equality in rules, regulations, distribution of entities, distribution of food, everything, my dear students. So there is basically a term called as right, a right which makes you equal to have each and every factors which are available on the earth that should be availed by you. First basically tells you right to quality education. That means every individual on the earth has the right to have a quality education, wherein you will see the government has set up many government schools whose fees is very nominal, where every child can go and study. Basically literacy of our country can be raised. Then you have right to information. That means you have the right to know each and everything which is sold in the market, maybe any particular organization. If it is the rules, regulations, constitution, you have the full right to know about it. Then you have the right to safety. Right to safety means you have the full right to protect yourself from every dangers. Government has made many rules and regulations for those particular things. You have a full right to have a healthy life. Healthy life that basically depends on you. Along with the government of Ministry of Health and Environment, government has laid down many rules, maybe regarding the vaccination, regarding the treatment, regarding the hospitals. But it is you yourself who has to take care of your health first. Next is right to consume clean air, clean water, clean food. So nobody is restricting you, only on the condition that whatever rights are given to you, those should also be followed in proper directions along with your duties. If you are when you're walking along the road and if you see that the tap is running and the water is flowing around, if you follow your duty to close the tap, it is for sure that your right to have clean water will never be restricted. You are supposed to respect the farmers, respect the food. Many a times I have seen you all wasting the food. But my dear students, there are people on the earth who do not even get the meals of one time. So if you respect the food which you are getting, finally you will have the right to have the food. My dear students, this week I do not basically wish to give you any assignment on this. Just listen to the explanation. It's a huge big chapter wherein we will complete this chapter in the next week, and then we move on to the final assignments. I will give you all an overall project of this particular chapter. Okay, my dear students. So for now, today we have completed page number 6, 7, 8 and 9. So listen to the explanation and keep it in mind, because based on my explanation, I will be giving you all certain activities or as a kind of a project which you all are supposed to complete in your notebook. Okay, my dear student, maybe if I find suitable assignments, those assignments I may also post it on Sunday for you all in the form of question and answer format. Till then, students, take care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe.